But Mommy, I don't really like the baby food with
peas and carrots. So I thought I'd do a video on one of our new purchases. This is the DZ260C chamber vacuum sealer. And this is our second one. The first one we bought for, I don't know, $279 or something. And this one, lowest price I can find right now at Vevor is $3.50 a piece. Which is quite a bit more than your standard Seal-A-Meal or Food Saver vacuum sealers, but it has quite a few advantages. It's a lot quieter, for starters, but one of the big things is you don't have to use the Food Saver type bags, and they're real expensive. So we've been doing, we've got about 50 pounds of rice that we've been working on, trying to get sealed up for long-term storage. And I bought these bags on Amazon. They're 4 mil, and that's how they turn out. Everything gets a oxygen absorber. 100 cc is all you need. Now this one's sealed well. I'm going to leave them out for a few days to make sure, but otherwise that should last years like that, and the rice will still be good. Some of them, now the bags aren't quite as good as I thought. And you can see this one did not maintain its vacuum. It's got an air leak somewhere. I think maybe because the rice is pretty pokey. Now these are supposed to be 4 mil bags, but apparently they're not thick enough. So we started switching over to sealing the rice in 7 mil Mylar bags. And I don't know if you can see right there is the oxygen absorber in there, but these are all holding up pretty darn well. And we even tried sealing some of the rice now in mason jars, and seems to work just great. And these will fit right in the chamber sealer, and you can vacuum seal, at least on with this model, pint mason jars, no problem. So let me show you some of the other things. Now that's one reason why these are so important. Now I've got some partial roll of the stuff that everybody was trying to find during the pandemic. And this is going to go in our get home bag. So, and the thing is, it saves a lot of space, and I can fit a lot more stuff in the bag. Here's same thing for the get home bag. That's a pair of athletic socks. You always got to have, if you're going to be walking a long ways, you better have extra socks. Okay, so one of the big advantages of these is if you want to separate, you buy a big package of meat. Now this is a little piece of pork roast. I smoked about 20 pounds of it the other day. It was really yummy. But this is some of the leftover that we're going to feed to our canine friends, the doggies. But as you can see right here, there's some juices in here. And you can't vacuum seal meat with juice in a regular Seal Meal or what's the other brand? Food Saver. Because the bags have little bitty channels in them that go up through, and I don't have any of those bags, and I wasn't going to buy it for the video. But, and it sucks the regular Food Savers and Seal Meals, those kind of external vacuum sealers, suck the air out of the bag. Well, with it, in those channels, comes the juice. And it gets up here on the top, and it won't seal. So that's a big problem with those. And a chamber vacuum sealer can do this no problem. Now, in the future, we'll be buying, whenever we find meat on a big sale, we'll here goes our evaporative cooler coming on, sorry for the noise. Whenever we find meat on a big sale, we can split it up into smaller packages, because there are only 2 of us in our family, and we can't eat 10 pounds of meat at one sitting. So we'll put it in smaller packages, vacuum seal it, and then we can freeze it, and it will last at least twice as long without getting any freezer burn. So that's a big plus. And if you vacuum seal it, you won't get that for, I bet meat could last probably 2 years in the freezer without any freezer burn. So I'm going to turn this on, and you can see how loud it is. And I've got it set for 40 seconds on the vacuum stage, and then about 1.5 minutes on the sealing stage for the these mylar these plastic bags. And you can see the needle coming down, and it gets way down here where there's inside this chamber is a lot of vacuum. Now the bag is just sitting in there until it gets sealed, and then the air gets let back in the chamber. Well, then the bag automatically has the vacuum on it. There's the sealing, and it cools off for a second. And there we go, you guys. That's vacuum sealed, and you can see none of the juices got up here into the seal area. So there we go. All right. Hopefully that'll be a help for y'all. If you're storing a lot of food, things like rice, in a Mylar bag like this with an oxygen absorber, I can't see this not lasting 20 years. So, beans, somewhere, I have a bag of black beans that I did. I don't know what I did with them, or I'd show them to you. But beans, rice, any of that stuff, you can vacuum seal meats for the freezer. You could vacuum seal a cup of water if you wanted to in here. And yes, they are more expensive than a Seal Meal or a Food Saver or any of the other brands, but much more versatile. And you might consider looking at them, or if it's that big of a deal for you, saving up for one. Okay, we'll get through this, you guys. By the way, notice I have a O'Reilly Auto Parts t-shirt on. I'm not recommending them in particular, although I do shop at O'Reilly's fairly often. But if you Google up the O'Reilly's main website, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and on their main page there's a place where you can search for a part. Put in the part number 121G and then search it up. You'll thank me later. We'll get through this.
Yes, dear. Anything you say, dear. I love you. Please don't hit me again.
Silly wabbit. I'm too sexy for my hat. Too sexy for my hat. What you think about that? I'm too sexy for the wabbit. Sexy for the wabbit. The silly widow wabbit. I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party. No way I'm disco dancing. I'm too sexy for my gun. Too sexy for my gun. Uh-oh.